If you're watching this video, you know you should be using automations in your restaurant, or you at least have been told you need to. And I get it, I've been where you are. 18-hour days, staff calling out with no notice whatsoever, vendors delivering the wrong products, and don't even get me started on the POS crashing during the Saturday night rush. I hear you. When someone mentions automation, I get it. Eyes probably glaze over. I mean, who has time for yet another tech project when you're still hand counting inventory? But here's the truth. The right automations aren't complicated tech anymore. They're practical solutions that give you back precious hours every week. Hours you could spend actually sitting down for a meal with your family instead of drowning again in spreadsheets. So today, let's cut through the noise and let's talk shop about 3 specific automations that are revolutionizing how my restaurants run in 2025. So, one of the first ones I want to talk about is employee onboarding. We all get it. Employee onboarding can be an absolute nightmare. When you have someone onboarding, you understand you have to get so many forms from them. You need to know how many dependents they have, when they were born, what their hire date was, what their social is, if you need to have them sign any type of employee handbooks. There are so many things. And let's say they signed the employee handbooks. How do you have a copy of the handbook that they signed? Is there proof that they've read all the rules in your company? How will you be able to prove Department of Labor case or against a lawyer that the employee was aware of everything that was required of them of their job? You could do the old way, which, some people still do, where you have orientations, which are great. Let's say you miss an orientation or want to go to virtual orientations. How can you get this automated so you don't miss a beat in your restaurants? And this is where the employee onboarding automation part comes through. When I got involved in our automation tech side, I was really struggling to figure out how can we make this more efficient, because the way we did before was terrible. So we have a form they fill out. It then has to get to our general manager to input into the computer. It then has to go from him to our payroll lady to enter her information into the payroll, into ADP. So much information being passed along, and I thought there had to be a better way. So upon doing a little bit of research, I became obsessed with automation, and one of the biggest one we do is this one. So as you can see here, our whole automation backflow. Over here, you have all the information that they could possibly need on the onboarding form. By store, first name, phone number, everything, address, and if you can see all the way down here, you have direct deposit information. If they choose to want to have direct deposit, if they want old school check, sure, no problem. But the important piece is they have a copy of the employee handbook. And we had a situation where we had one of our bartenders, she was caught stealing. And she claimed that she did not know that stealing would cause her to lose her job. So we rightly so fired her. And she then proceeded to go to the Department of Labor. And at the Department of Labor, she claimed she was unfairly let go. So we had to have a hearing with them, and the Department of Labor, whether you like them or don't like them, they are trying to do things as justly and fairly as possible. So we were able to produce our signed document by her, because if you see down here, she has to check mark and sign. We get a copy that it was checkmarked and signed, that everything is good to go, and we submitted it to them. They looked at it and the case was denied. They knew that the employee was told that theft will result in termination, and that case was thrown out. So a crucial piece of automation, we were able to buy so many different pieces. So that's kind of one of the first ones I wanted to show you of the importance of it. And as you can see, it is listed, come back here, and it's all sorted. So there's some advanced straightforward once you understand how it all flows. So the next thing we're going to go over is what we call the thought to capture. So this idea will be, how do you capture all your thoughts if you're not going to be writing them down on a piece of paper? So you can either take notes, write them down, but that's also kind of time consuming and not really that great anymore. So for me, I love working out. Going for walks, working out at the gym, doesn't matter. So I, for some reason, have my best ideas when I'm active. And what I've set up is an automation where you have a voice recording. You talk into your phone, into a voice recording, and what happens is an automation that gets fired off once you move that voice recording into Dropbox, and it takes it and runs it through a bunch of automation and AI, and then it spits out a beautiful Google Doc that summarizes all the information you spoke about. So you never have to worry again about losing all the valuable information that's in your head that you get out. So anytime you have a crazy idea, you pull out your phone and do a voice recording. You have all that data captured. It's way faster than typing, way better than sending an email to yourself. You literally just talk into your phone, drop it into Dropbox. Once you do that, and it's all on the phone, it's all mobile, so incredibly easy. Once you do that, you will then get a notification in Slack showing you it's ready. So let me show you how we do it. You'll see the voice notes that will show us the triggers happening, right? That's you speaking into the voice notes. Then it goes through all of this and it will actually spit out right here. This was an example in an earlier video where you speak into your phone, spits out into Slack when the document's ready. You click that, it will open it up. So never again are you going to be in a position where you forget what you said or have no idea how to go back to it and see it. So it's really cool to capture all the information you need and very cheap to do once you get started. Now, one of the final pieces we're going to go over is going to be your Google review dashboard. Now, in the Google review dashboard, one of the things you kind of have to really understand is it's not that important to have review by review. What's important is seeing the overall picture, because you want to see all the review got when they came in, and ideally instantly when they came in. That way, if there's ever an issue, you're going to be able to take that and go dive right in. So we have it set up where it pulls it all in weekly and shows us a very large dashboard where we can see everything. All of our stores, it pulls it in every week, how many 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars, 1 stars across all the board here. And this is just gathering all the raw data that we can then see how we perform week to week, month to month. You can even have it set up, if you're a little bit tech savvy, on pulling the, I'm not gonna get fancy here, but the sentiment, where you can look at the words and classify what people are saying about your business. You can also have it set up where as soon as these come in, a text message gets fired off to your manager or an email, or it sends it off in Slack. Anything that can happen, you can do it because you have all the data and it pushes to you live. So while it's not going to, change your world, you can cut out all these crazy costs by having all this built for you in an automation, and you can monitor and track it right here. So I know these numbers aren't going to be crazy to anyone, but it saves quite a bit of time and helps you really understand it all. So in closing, what I wanted to tell you is all of these pieces are just pieces of the puzzle that once you understand it and open your eyes to the automations that are possible, you can really dig deep and really get your business humming in this space. And we both know you didn't get into restaurants because you love spreadsheets and automation. You did get into this business because you love food, service, and creating experiences. The unfortunate reality is, in this day and age, the restaurants that survive in 2025 won't just have the best food anymore. They're gonna have the best systems, the best automations, and they're not complicated tech projects anymore. They're pretty much practical solutions that let you just focus on what matters. And that is gonna what keeps driving you forward, creating those exceptional dining experiences without burning yourself out and making a good bit of money in the intermediate. Don't make it so complicated. Start out with just one this week. Maybe don't even start with just one. Do some reading about Zapier, do some reading about automations, understand what's possible. Because I promise you, once you really get it, it's gonna change the way you do business. And really, once you get it and understand it and take this into your catering side, you can do some pretty remarkable things. Now, if you're interested in hearing a little bit more with what I have to say about catering, click on the video above and you will learn everything I have to say.